on Worldwide Gaming.
I review Fuse. Vince hangs out with the guys at Swordcraft. We reveal the top 10 Western RPGs. And we interview Andrew Owen from CGBC. Hello and welcome to Worldwide Gaming. I'm your host Ryan.
I'm John.
I'm Vince.
You guys looking a bit cold there.
Yeah, it's freezing here in the studio today.
Where's the heater gone?
Yeah, no, I'm really cold. I'm usually pretty well insulated. I'm a big boy, in case you haven't noticed. I carry it well, but yeah, no, it's just not happening today. It's so cold in here, I can see my breath.
So this episode's a bit RPG tinged, you know. We have not only your Swordcraft, but top 10 RPGs.
I need +1 to warmth right now, I'm telling you.
Oh,
so cold.
So bad.
All right, because I can't stand that pun, let's cut straight to the forecast.
The Roman Empire will enjoy clear skies this November for Rise, Son of Rome coming to Xbox One. Looking over at the Destiny Islands, a storm is approaching from the east later this year with Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix on PlayStation 3.
Even better than you remember. Kingdom Hearts comes to the PlayStation 3 in full HD.
And finally, prepare for a warm day when Battlefield 4 launches on all consoles and PC October 31.
So Rise, Son of Rome was featured heavily in the Microsoft part of E3.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
What are your guys' thoughts on it so far? Like, it's not coming out till next year, but...
I don't know. I mean, you know, the whole idea, like the whole Roman theme, I really like, and I like the graphics, and I like the setup with, you know, with the whole Roman turtle and all of that. Like the historical accurateness, pretty good, if not fantastic. But just the whole idea of walk, press X to kill, walk, press B, then Y.
Well, I actually read up on that. You know how you got the reaction time left, right, and center?
Yeah.
They said something along the lines of, yeah, let's say it says you press X, but you accidentally press A. It doesn't matter. So I thought that was really pointless.
So it's just an interactive cutscene.
Yeah, you just press whatever
whole
button
game.
and something happens.
Yeah, I have my reservations about it as well. It's really hyped up, so...
Yeah, it just looks like one of those controller head bash games.
Yeah.
Well, we've only really seen maybe 10 minutes at max. It was playable at Microsoft, but
Yeah.
I think it'll be one to look out for closer to release date so you actually know what it's about.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully it gets better.
Yeah.
I hope.
It's got a lot to go.
So we're going to go now to my Fuse review.
Wait, hostile spotted.
Your show, Izzy. Take him.
Target down.
A long time ago, a trailer was shown for a game called Overstrike made by Insomniac Games. It showed a game with cartoony graphics and a whole lot of humour. Later that game was renamed and is now what we know as Fuse. And with that they changed the art style and lost most of the humour, turning it into a generic, bland, third-person shooter. Fuse isn't a bad game, but it doesn't do anything to distinguish itself in a market full of other third-person shooters.
This is Hyperion Base, a secure government installation that stretches 3 miles below the Nevada desert. 2 hours ago, it went completely dark.
Homework.
In Fuse, you start out by picking one character out of 4 archetypes. The wisecracking macho dude, the badass redhead chick, posh English girl, and the sniper. Once you've picked your character, you are then tasked with infiltrating a top-secret military base that has gone dark. In there, you find a top-secret alien element called Fuse, which has been experimented on to make weapons. From there, you find out about a plan to sell Fuse rockets to the highest bidder, and you make it your duty to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, or something like that. A few hours in, you totally forget about the story as it throws plot point after plot point at you for no real reason.
Hang in there, Kimball.
At one point in the story, each character steals a character-specific special weapon from the secret base infused with fuse, which you'll have for the rest of the game. Each one is very unique. One will absorb bullets and send out a shockwave, one will freeze enemies and shatter them, one that can create a devastating black hole, and a crossbow that can pin enemies to a wall and set them on fire at will. You can also switch between any non-human played character at any time, letting you utilise each one's strengths and weaknesses in specific scenarios. These fuse weapons are about the only thing that sets the game apart from other cover-based third-person shooters, as the rest of the game seems like an amalgamation of elements taken from other games which have done them better. Further to the character-specific weapons, each character can level up by gaining experience from killing enemies in specific ways and completing objectives. With each level up, you gain one upgrade point to spend on the skill tree. These skill trees are quite bare and there isn't many customization options or specific paths to go down. Each tree is virtually the same for each character except for a few abilities that tie into using your fuse weapon. The best part of fuse is by far the echelon missions. These are wave-based missions that get progressively harder and really reward teamwork. To play in a group of 4 or find another group through matchmaking is highly recommended. These missions also reward you with far more XP and credits in the campaign, so you can unlock more skills in your character or team perks a lot quicker through here. I was unable to find an option to choose my character however, so if you're focusing on leveling up a specific character, you have to take a little bit of a gamble of whether or not you're going to play as him or her. Another great part of Fuse are the boss battles, which can vary from fighting airborne mechanical vehicles, to playing with the character's sense of reality by fighting large demonic enemies. The bosses require special tactics to defeat, and it's a shame that there are only around 4 throughout the game.
Stay away from the metal! Thanks for the tip. Alright, fine.
It's clear that the developers intend you to play the campaign multiple times with all characters. This however is quite difficult as the chapters in the game, of which there are few, are too long to be able to quickly jump in and progress any meaningful distance. There are also times when you'll need to stealthily kill as many enemies in a room as possible to make it easier on yourself. With a party of 4 this wouldn't be a problem, however the AI, although mostly good, aren't able to coordinate actions with human players. Also, there isn't any way to command them, so there will be many times when you're trying to stay in the shadows, then one of the AI will run to the middle of the map and alert everyone to your presence. Fuse is a bland game. The campaign is passable at best, the shooting, while occasionally pretty fun, usually turns into defeating cannon fodder enemies, and the customization of each character needs a lot more of exactly that, customization. However, if you have a good party of 3 other players, Fuse can actually be quite enjoyable, especially in the echelon missions.
So are you gonna knock me out now?
So that was my Fuse review. I think it looks a lot better than it actually plays. It's a very bland game, as I said in my review. What do you guys think of it? Does it look like something you want to play, or?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a game that you really need to have a few friends to play, especially with each character having their own unique weapon. You'd really need to sort of plan that out beforehand. Otherwise, you're gonna have so many arguments like, no, I want the shield gun, or no, I want the gun that shoots little paintballs or whatever.
Paintballs.
I don't know anymore.
Well, to me, it looks like a very the gameplay itself. To me, came across as a very, very home brand version of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I've been playing Mass Effect a lot, probably at all. I'm not going to lie. From what I saw, my brother played it and I thought it was really cool, but from what I saw in that, it just screamed home brand Mass Effect.
In terms of combat, yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't order your AI around. There's no like squad commands. There's no like special abilities other than the gun.
So they basically just follow you in a straight line and just like die in a line.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII, woo!
Lemmings with guns, gotta love it.
All right, we're off to the break now, but stay tuned for John's Top 10.